already know, but if you don't know, it's Stephanie. And yes, I am a little wine tipsy, but I literally had like 5 sips. I'm a bit of a lightweight, but welcome to the vibe. Welcome to the vibe. I'm literally in one of my favorite hotels in Los Angeles, and I'm in a bathtub, and there's a bath bomb in here, and not gonna lie, it feels really fucking amazing. The point of this video is that I really like bathtub content. How do you not like girls that are funny and entertaining? I'm not trying to say that I'm funny and entertaining, but maybe I am. Like, if you don't like them, you're a hater. But anyway, so I like that type of content, and I like long form chatting videos. I figured, why don't I merge the two and create a beautiful relationship that could be entertaining for you? So I asked you guys on my Instagram to ask me literally anything for my insight, advice on anything, and you guys replied. I am spending this time with you. This ambiance I'm sharing with you, so just picture that you are in here, no dirty thoughts. You're relaxing with me, we're having a little chit chat, wine night. The wine of choice is actually from Italy. I've literally been dying to go to Italy, and I finally visited. I didn't get like the full experience. The restaurant was full, and like I didn't really buy the food, but I was like, I at least need to like have some of the wine. So there was a really nice worker there, and she recommended me the Barolo. And listen, I don't know much about wine, so if you judged how I poured the wine, how I sipped the wine, I'm still learning. Be nice. She said that I should let it air out for 4 minutes before I drink it, and I got ahead of myself and I didn't do that. This glass has been sitting out for more than 4 minutes. I'm hoping I get to taste what she was talking about. Let's get started with the questions before I go on another tangent. So I'm only gonna pick a few questions because we like to be a little exclusive here. What's your go-to breakfast? All right, so honestly, it changes. Oh my God, where'd the questions go? Okay. Honestly, it changes a lot, but there is almost always the same constant, and the constant is bagels. I really like bagels, okay? But especially the protein bagels from Dave's Killer Bread. It's just so good. And I'm getting protein in, so usually it'll be bagels, and I originally would always do like cream cheese and salmon. Lately I've been doing a little bit of like a butter spread, but I use like the Smart Balance one, I think it's called. Smart Balance with a little bit of jam, and then I'll do 2 eggs scrambled, and then that has been my breakfast when I want something savory but also sweet. What's my fave manga right now? I would have to say Chainsaw Man. I'm on volume 7 right now, but it's just, I don't know what it is. And I normally don't really go for gory manga on purpose. It kind of just happens, and this manga is like gory, and then it's also funny, and then obviously there's action, there's fights. I guess you could say there's romance, but not really. The only romance is Denji constantly getting manipulated by women. That's not why I like it, alright? Not why I like it, because that part's fucked up. I would just recommend it, because literally it's one of those mangas that if I literally put myself to it, like I could finish probably the whole series if it was already out in one day. I could easily binge read it, no problem. It's just something that's so captivating about it. The art style, the way that it's paced, and also just the content of it. You can kind of match some similarities to it, to Tokyo Ghoul, I guess you could say. The concept is very original in its own way. I know like all works of art aren't really original. Everything is inspired by everything, but you know what I'm trying to say. Why am I hot? So honestly, I feel like being hot is a mentality. And like, yes, I won't lie that I find myself attractive, but that has nothing to do with being hot. I feel like, first off, that's subjective. And 2, like it's really all in confidence and how you carry yourself, how you talk, how you walk. So I really think it's a state of mind, and I feel like recently I've just been more confident in myself. I'm thinking that's why. When are we dropping the album and the mixtape? I am working on music on my own, but it's more of like, what do people call it, like a passion project. I've always wanted to work on music, but there's only been 1 or 2 producers that haven't been weird and haven't tried to like fuck me. So it's just very hard, I feel like, to find people in like any space like that's creativity and it's, you know, predominantly ruled by men. I feel like a lot of people, like a lot of men, I will say, because that's my experience, right? A lot of men just like use their craft to try and get laid. So I feel like I am gonna just try and do my own thing as much as I can, or just find someone trusty, and then I'll drop an album or the mixtape. Probably a mixtape first. Am I happy? Honestly, not just saying this because of the wine, but I actually am pretty happy. But it's actually impossible to be happy 24/7, especially as a woman. Hormones are very real, right? They're not a myth. Our biology can affect our emotions, or, you know, sometimes some unpredictable things happen. So I feel you shouldn't expect to be happy all the time. When you're not happy, how you deal with it is what matters. I really am happy. There's a lot that I'm grateful for, and when I remind myself of the people in my life and the things that I've done and that I'm gonna do in the future, that really makes me happy. And just thinking about all the experiences that I've had up until now, like, they're really great. Even like the bad ones, I feel like the bad ones have taught me a lesson or have changed me in a way, and I'm always looking for change because I think change is good. Is the big 3 an opinion or fact? Okay, I'm assuming this is the big 3 about anime. It's a fact, all right? Listen, the big 3, I'm gonna give you guys a little history lesson. The big 3 originally, all right, it's to speak about like the boom of anime and like the top 3 major anime that were like coming out, you know, I would say like what, like the 90s, 2000s? Could be wrong, but that's like what I'm recalling right now. So it's One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. It's not trying to say who's the greatest. It's not trying to say who's the best in all of anime. It's literally just the fact of which anime / manga had like the most sellers, the most viewers, the most hype and talk about in that time period. Whether or not the big 3 has changed since then, like obviously you can have your own big 3, but if we're talking from like an anime history standpoint, that is the big 3. Case closed. You can argue with your mom about it. Sorry. Would you ever live in NYC? Oh my god, that's actually kind of crazy because I have been thinking about it. The only thing obviously is the price point. I mean, I'm not trying to limit myself because like a dream apartment there is really expensive, but I'm not gonna limit myself because I definitely feel like one day, maybe sooner than later, I could afford to live there comfortably and not be like, you know, like struggling to buy groceries just to live in a nice apartment. Like I really do feel like if I wanted to, I could, but I don't think that time is now. But I'm definitely very open to living to New York. I'm like really into like the fact that you could literally do a lot of walking and get anywhere. I feel like where I live, you really need a car to get around. And New York, I mean, obviously a car would be nice, but you could take public transportation, you could walk and stuff. So we getting a Yoruichi cosplay anytime soon? I've already cosplayed her. It's crazy the amount of times that people have asked me this, and I'm pretty sure it's because I have her as my TikTok profile picture, but like, I already cosplayed her. I want to do her again. I want to cosplay her again, but I want to give it some time. I want to do other characters, but I have already cosplayed her. Just scroll down my page, babe. You will find it. A big smile, please. You fuck with Legos? Yes, even though I've never made a Lego set before, but I've always wanted to. I feel like those, ooh, I'm sitting down. I feel like those flower bouquets are so fucking cute. And also, I kind of want to get a Lego set thing for my stepdad. So maybe that would be cool to build together as a family. Oh my god, I want you guys to ask me like for my advice for dudes in regards to talking to cosplayers or girls in general. Some people need it. All right, hold on. Let me take a sip. So, you want my advice on how to talk to cosplayers. Let me start off with that. I'm assuming you're speaking about like at a convention. I'll be honest, you kind of have to, if you're gonna walk up to someone, you kind of have to read social cues. Try to learn how to read social cues. I'm sure there's like videos on that or stuff you could read, or maybe just like, I don't know, you have to practice by like, obviously like putting yourself out there. And listen, like it's happened to me sometimes where like I walk up to somebody, whether it's a cosplayer or not, like not even trying to like flirt or get someone's number, like just trying to talk. And sometimes people will shut you down. Like you just kind of have to accept that just because you are nice and smiling and going into talking to a stranger or something doesn't mean that they're gonna reciprocate. And you kind of just have to not take it personally, even though it may feel or be personal, I don't know. Like you can't take it personally, all right? So go in with the mentality that like, if you get rejected or if someone like just doesn't feel like talking, like you just gotta be like, all right, don't let it ruin your day. So with that knowledge going forth, mind you, this is just my opinion and this is coming from my female experience. First off, just like start off with a smile maybe, like don't, and then like personal space, like don't get up all in people's face, don't touch people, like I don't know, I'm just very big on like not even like a tap on the shoulder, like they didn't consent for like even a slight tap. Just be like, hey, like if you want to compliment them, be like, hey, I think your cosplay is really dope. And you know, you could be like, hey, could I get a picture? Or, you know, maybe you could ask like, oh, hey, I really like your cosplay. I was wondering, do you have a cosplay Instagram or something that I could support you on? Or, you know, honestly, you could just leave it at, oh, hey, I really like your cosplay and stuff like that. And if they respond well, like maybe you could ask another question, but keep in mind, like at conventions, a lot of the times, like for me personally, like I don't mind having a conversation with someone, but usually I'm there with friends and I'm trying to spend time with my friends. And yes, I'm open to meeting new people, but you just kind of have to feel the vibe. Sometimes people don't want to fucking talk. Even as a girl, like sometimes I try to talk to another girl. It doesn't happen a lot, like, but it does happen. Like you try to talk to a girl or even talking to like a guy, like, and once again, like no flirty, no ulterior motive, like I'm just trying to talk and be friendly. Like some people don't want to talk, but anyway, just be nice, be courteous, read the signals. Like if they seem like, yeah, and they're not continuing the conversation, like just walk away, you know? Because if someone genuinely wants to keep up the conversation, they will. So keep that in mind. I feel like that is like the one thing I gotta say. Like dudes, like don't take it personal. Like if someone's just not interested in talking, like you gotta respect that. I feel like a big thing with men, and don't get mad at me because this is my opinion, and if you don't think it's true, we can agree to disagree. But I feel like dudes, like, why do you get so mad and you take it so personal when like someone just doesn't want to talk to you? Like sometimes it probably has nothing to do with you. Maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they're hanging out with their friend group and this is like their day off and like who knows how long, and they just want to spend it with the people that they know. Or maybe they've had really bad experiences with guys coming up to them in the past and they're like, you know what, like I don't want to deal with this. So just, you know, maybe have the compliment or say hi, you know. That's my best advice that I could give, honestly. Can you step on me, please? Not for free. Let's see. Nuggets or tenders? I like chicken tenders, but nuggets are cool because they're bite-sized. But I feel like I prefer tenders because I feel more like satiated. What is my sexuality? I feel like I literally talk about it all the time, but I guess to officially put it out there, I think I'm bi, but after doing some self-reflection, I feel like I could be pan, but I'm gonna stick with bi for now, purely because that's what my experience, I have limited experience, all right? But my experience involves guys and girls, and I am attracted to both men and women. But recently I'm kind of like, you know, I don't think I have a type. Like, obviously there's people that I find more attractive than others, but I don't know, I feel like if I like you, I like you. And if if I find you attractive, no matter, guy, girl, non-binary, whatever you identify as, like if I think you're cute, and then on top of that, you are nice to me, you respect me, you're funny, like I'm probably gonna fall for you. So I don't know. So I'm just gonna stick with bisexual, and then when I've had more experience, I'll come back to that. But for sure, I know that I'm into men and women. So cat's out of the bag for like the 1000th time. Are isekais good or hot garbage most of the time? All right, isekais, to my knowledge, right, they're the genre of anime or manga that the main character dies or something happens and they get transported to another world, right? I'm not gonna Google it, all right? I'm not gonna Google to confirm, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think they're good. I think they're good. Obviously, it depends on like what the writing is, and maybe how characters are written also plays a very big part. But like, if they're hot garbage only if you don't like the concepts, because I mean, would you call all shonen hot garbage just because they have like similar factors like the fighting and themes that are mainly catered to men? Like, I don't know. I don't think that they're hot garbage, but that's my opinion. They're not hot garbage. They could be really fun. What is it? Isn't it freaking No Game No Life in isekai? What's the other one? Konosuba. I think Konosuba is an isekai too. I think that they're great. I think that they're funny. They could be really lighthearted sometimes and at the same time have some heavy content in it. But oh my god, I got my hands wet, so how am I gonna pick up my phone? I personally think that they're great. That's my opinion on that. It's only hot garbage if you just don't like things that are great. Are you gonna dye your hair? I've literally already dyed my hair black, but if you're asking if I'm gonna dye it another color, we'll have to see. I just really, I feel like dyeing my hair black already does a bit of damage to it already, and I'd rather not intensify that. When is it my turn to be happy? Okay, so this is kind of deep, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm just gonna answer how I see fit. Coming from someone who is unhappy for a very long time, and it did have to do a lot with having a mental illness. Depression, all right? Depression is the mental illness. I feel like a big part of it has to do with you. And that's not to say oh, it's your fault, you're unhappy. Take a look at your life. What is it that's making you unhappy? And I feel like a big source of unhappiness is comparison. I don't know this person, I don't know what they're going through, but part of me feels like that when we're unhappy, not that this is always the reason, but I feel like a big part of it is that we're comparing ourselves. Oh, I'm single, for example. I'm single and I just want to be happy with someone. And you're only really saying that because you probably see other couples and you see them smiling in pictures and videos. And because if you think about it, if you didn't have that image being portrayed, or if you didn't have couples surrounding you where you see you'd be pretty chillin'. If it, think about it, you'd probably be big chillin' because you're just with you. And I feel if you are waiting to be happy, you gotta you gotta put the effort to how do I put this? I'm getting kind of passionate about it, but if you're sad, go find a way to be happy. Look for it. You can't just be waiting there, wallowing in your misery and spiraling, and just waiting. Oh, when am I gonna be happy? No. Go out there and find the happiness. Find what will make you happy. Find what makes you alive and what gives you a reason to be. And I feel like I have a right to say that because I was in that very same position, and I won't go into it now, but like I've been in that position before where I'm like, when can I be happy? Like, I want to be happy. You gotta find ways in the environment that you're in now to be happy. I know, like, you have to have something that you love, that you're into. Heck, it could literally be something as simple as video games or watching your favorite show. I'm not saying go overboard, you know, and like just constantly do that. If you know that certain shit makes you happy or brings you like the slightest bit of joy, make time for that. Like, don't neglect it because it's not like an adult thing to do, or, you know, it doesn't, like, as long as it doesn't harm anybody either. Like, just do little things that make you happy. Happiness is also, I feel like, yes, sometimes it's this big, like, joyous moment and you feel it like all warm in your soul. Obviously, happiness sometimes feels like that. But sometimes happiness could be like for the slightest little thing. And I feel like in life, like, you just have to look at the little things and appreciate those, because then that creates the bigger picture. And I'm not trying to sound fake deep. This is just, honestly, I'm talking from the heart. Literally, this is the first time I see that question. I honestly, even though I don't know you guys personally, I want each and every one of you to be happy. If you are like, when am I gonna be happy? You're creating this distance between you and happiness just by typing that sentence and the wording and vocabulary that you're using. You're creating this distance between you and happiness. You need to believe that happiness is on its way to you, like speeding at such a high velocity. You need to believe that it's on its way to you. If you genuinely don't feel happy right now, you need to believe, okay, this is just a temporary feeling that I'm feeling right now. It'll pass, and I know very, very soon I'm gonna feel so much joy. I'm gonna feel so happy. You have to imagine that. You literally have to program your brain to think. And you can call that being delusional, call it whatever you want, but delusional, it fucking works. I promise you. I feel like a lot of us don't realize that we limit ourselves so much just by the way that we think. And I know it's easier said than done, but take me as like living, breathing proof as a testament, because I've tried so hard. Like, it's taken me years, I'm not kidding you guys, years to reprogram my brain. And like, I wasn't consciously doing this until like maybe like a couple months ago, but I kind of knew what I had to do, but I didn't realize like there was a name for it, and there was like literally research on it and everything, and books written by people with PhDs. Take that as you will. I'm not gonna go on a tangent any further, but I really hope that you guys got some insight from that. What's the hardest and most fulfilling part of cosplay and your OF? All right, I'm gonna take another sip, and I'm gonna fill this up a little with hot water. Alrighty. What's the hardest part? Okay, so honestly, this is gonna sound silly, and it's actually not that big of a deal for me anymore, but I would definitely say some of the hardest part is it just doesn't, sometimes it's hard to recreate poses. It'll be like in a weird pose. Maybe I'm not totally flexible yet, but I would say that's the hardest part, sometimes trying to recreate the poses like to the T. And I can be a little hard on myself, but I feel like the result that I get after all the trial and error is definitely really worth it. And my camera is about to die, but it's gonna last me until I finish recording. So, favorite Bleach character. Okay, I'll do one for the guys and one for the girls. Ichigo, hands down. And my favorite female character, I'm gonna have to say Yoruichi, but I have a lot of favorites, but it's only because you put me on the spot and asked for my favorite, but I could give you a fucking list, all right? Oh my god, I wanna answer this. Advice for people who have been single all their life and losing hope of ever meeting someone. You can't lose hope, and also, you gotta stop attaching your worth to being in a relationship with someone, all right? Like, I feel when I take that you've been single all your life, I don't even know how old you are, Number one, and there's no shade, I would do some self-reflecting, see what it is that like what is it that is not allowing me to commit or have someone like commit to a relationship with me. Second, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, wow, like what I think is that you probably have such a divine being on their way to you, and like they're just taking a minute to get there, you know what I mean? But you can't lose hope, because also if you put yourself in that limiting mindset of like, I'm never gonna meet someone, you're never gonna meet someone, because you put yourself in that limiting belief. You gotta have the mindset of, you know what, I'm happy by myself, but I would be a lot happier more than I am right now with someone, and I know that they're on their way to me. We're gonna find each other very soon. You have to have that mindset, and you have to have hope, and you can't constantly focus on what you don't have, because that will only create more of that lack, and you are gonna not have that thing even more. That is my thought process. That is how I think of things, because I believe in the law of attraction and all, you know, I'm very spiritual, especially now at this point in my life. So take that as you will. But I think that is it for the questions right now. My camera's about to die. I didn't want to rush this, but you know, everything happens for a reason. So I'm gonna sip on this wine. I'm gonna enjoy this nice bath. But I really hope that you guys liked the video. All right, you guys, my camera died. I am gonna finish the video on this note. I hope it's not like scuffed. I'm gonna finish this wine, and actually, this is a lot in my cup, I won't lie. I'm a bit of a lightweight. But I am gonna finish sipping on this wine. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna enjoy this bath. But I hope you guys liked the little convo that we had. I definitely want to do this again. Maybe I'll buy a freaking hot tub for my backyard or something. We'll see. Or I'll probably, next time I stay in like a hotel, or even maybe I could do a staycation, we'll do another little bathtub / hot tub talk. Maybe a stream. I do want to do another hot tub stream if you guys are into that. But I hope you guys like this little chit chat that we did. I hope you like the vibe. I did it mainly for me, but I also did it for you. So take care of yourself, you guys. Like, honestly, I wish there was more. Definitely next time, I think I'll be more specific. Like, ask me more life questions, like not necessarily so much about me, because I feel like I've already done like what, 2 Q&As. Like, I feel like I want to talk more about things that could potentially help you guys or give you insight on something. But I'm gonna end the video here. So let me know also what video ideas you would like to see from me. And with that, I will leave you with a little kiss. And I'm sending you all the good energy from me to you. Fucking take it. Take the good energy, take the good vibrations. And I'll see you in the next video.